Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Capitals hockey tonight's being brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Sport Automotive, Chevrolet, and Honda. Carl Alzer's a sport fan. B12. Visit sportautomotive.com. AAA. Start your journey at AAA.com. And by MedStar Health, official medical team of the Washington Capitals. Every game from here on out will have a playoff-like feel. We are inside of the cavernous Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. For the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet this Thursday night, Joe Beninati and Craig Laughlin with you. The two netminders, two of the game's very best, settling in for what should be an exquisite showdown north of the border. The on-ice officials, your referees tonight, Mark Joannette and Dave Jackson. The linesmen Jean Morin and Pierre Racicot. Underway with Montreal at 47 victories and 102 points. Second in the Eastern Conference. Washington standing at 94 points thanks to 42 victories. Trying to gain some ground inside the Metropolitan Division. At the same time, keep away all of the competitors looking for wild card berths. Yevgeny Kuznetsov towards the cage, and it came right on through. The ricochet back to center. There's Matt Niskanen.
A lot on the line for both these hockey teams. Pace is going to be important for this Caps, especially early on in the game. Montreal is not a big hockey team. We talk about the Caps being a heavy, big team. They've got to use that to their advantage here tonight.
Darting back through center. Parentol dumping in. Desharnais giving chase. Alzner there for Washington. Marcus Johansson on the flank. This one scooped towards the goal. You're seeing Michel Therrien's line combinations at the top of the screen. Defense pairings. Backstrom with a snapshot that dips wide of Carey Price. Johansson working right towards the front. Green, ditto, rips that one off of Price, and the ricochet winds up out of play for a whistle.
Now they really collapse in front of Carey Price, so the low to high play or the defenseman for Barry Trotz will have some opportunities here in this hockey game. Carey Price first in save percentage, first in goals against, first in shutouts. Obviously we're looking at a couple of Hart candidates tonight when you look at Price versus Ovechkin of the Caps. Two fantastic years for both those guys.
Washington in recent seasons, they've had Carey Price's number, but the game that he performed against them in late January was as good as I have seen him work against Washington. Backstopping what was a 1-0 shutout decision. Nicholas Backstrom carries the biscuit into the offensive zone. Petrie is there to shut him down, the former Edmonton Oiler blue liner. John Carlson pinching in. Carlson rolls it below the goal line, stays down low to keep the offense going.
Hit his
that puck came around and hit Johansson right in the face.
Yeah, right on the cheek. They try to keep it in, try to rim the puck, got up high, hit the glass, hit the top of the boards, and hit right into Mojo's side of his face there. And he's stunned a little bit. That should be all right, though. I didn't see a whole lot of blood. They'll take a look at his cheek and nose. Here it is, coming around. Give and go. Watch him get along the wall. There's Carlson. There's that weird bounce off a stanchion here at Bell Center that hits Mojo early on in the first.
The Swedish-born winger will chill out for a while. Marcus Johansson now in his 4th season of North American play. Michael Latta takes the ice along with Curtis Glencross and Tom Wilson in the early stages of this opening period. Mike Green will advance through center and clear in. Glencross, who scored against the Canadiens earlier this season when he was a member of the Calgary Flames. Watching the 19-year-old De La Rose work back through center to clear in. Jacob De La Rose sounds French-Canadian. He's Swedish. Back to point position. Beaulieu, cross rink. Long wrister from Gilbert, who's back into the lineup after his own jaw issues.
Yeah, took a puck on a ricochet earlier on about 3 or 4 games ago.
Beaulieu scoops it into the corner. Devante Smith-Pelly, late of the Anaheim Ducks, looking for Torrey Mitchell as he's grappling with Latta. Back to point position, it's Beaulieu. Devante Smith-Pelly guarded by Green.
And this is their game. The cycle game is what has really got them to the 100 points. Obviously, team defense. But when they cycle, they are a tough matchup. The Capitals have to break the cycle tonight.
Speaking of matchups, the net-minding one is quite nice.
I love it. Braden Holtby for the Caps. He's a workhorse. 38 wins, 19 losses, and 9 other points. 2.21, 9.23. Carey Price, leader of the pack. 41 wins, goals against under 2, a 9.36 save percentage. These guys combined have 17 shutouts.
Tomas Plekanec set to take the draw to the right of Braden Holtby, who comes in leading the league in terms of games played and minutes played for all netminders. He's been jockeying back and forth with LA's Jonathan Quick in that regard. The win of the draw for Montreal. Emelin to the goal mouth, the redirect from Gallagher. That one caroms out of play.
And see what happens when you can't get the correct matchups. It's Gallagher with Plekanec, who's arguably 1 or 2 in their depth chart, versus the Caps' so-called fourth line. And that's the matchup they were trying to take advantage of. It creates a scoring chance. Gallagher and company running pretty well for this Montreal Canadiens team. He sits with 23 goals here tonight.
Linesman Jean Morin in the center of your screen, working his final NHL game as a linesman tonight. We'll discuss him more as this game progresses. Tomas Plekanec plays it off the dasher. There's Brooks Laich. Will pound it ahead. Laich, whose first NHL goal came here back in 2005. Laich working with Chimera and Fair as Carlson will give some ground. Emelin reversing his step with Petrie. Gallagher swats at this one out of the air. Petrie has the puck on the headman off of Plekanec. Carlson doubled along the backboard. Pacioretty swooped into the picture. PK Subban looking for Parenteau. And then Plekanec. Orpik and Carlson collaborating there defensively as Chimera will speed through center and dump in, heeding the call of the bench. Carey Price to a turning PK Subban, former Norris Trophy winner. Angles, zigs and zags out of his own zone. The pass gets away from Galchenyuk. Holtby slowed it down there for a moment. Alzner has issues with Parenteau. Desharnais on top for Subban. Deflected wide of the cage. Niskanen puts the lasso on Galchenyuk. The youngster wants the penalty call. Desharnais squirts loose from the pack for Galchenyuk. Didn't mosey around Niskanen there.
Got the left part of his skate boot on that push through from Galchenyuk.
Ovechkin on the overlap. Subban was waiting there for the poke check. Desharnais matched up with Joel Ward. Ward, Kuznetsov, and Ovechkin continue to stay together as a top line. Subban gets right into the face of Alex Ovechkin, as he said he would do yesterday during practice.
Yeah, he's going to be in his grill all night long. Alex Ovechkin has met Subban 15 different times, and with Subban playing for the Habs, he scored 9 of those games. So he's had pretty good luck, even when Subban has been his shadow.
Offside Montreal. Parlez-vous français? Oui, oui. Here's Craig's Voice on Value, presented by Morgan Franklin Consulting.
It's finishing off odd man breaks. Remember last game against Carolina, all 4 goals were scored on the rush for the Washington Capitals. For Alex Ovechkin and company, this is a Montreal team that's not going to give you too many good looks. So when you get a 2-on-1, a 3-on-2, make it a 4-on-2, and create chances that way, that could be the difference in this hockey game.
Another offside against Montreal and Lars Eller. Marcus Johansson none the worse for wear after taking that puck in the face in the first 2 minutes of the game.
And you see why both these teams right up there as far as team defense. They don't give you an inch. As a player, this is a very difficult game to play in. Exactly what you need to do on the road, however, for Barry Trotz is have stifling defenses. Both these teams do. I don't think there's going to be a lot of shots or a lot of chances in this hockey game.
We saw the coach's numbers on the edge for Barry Trotz of win number 600.
That would be only the 13th time in the history of the game that a coach has reached that milestone.
Washington in the offensive end for just a brief moment as Backstrom will give some ground. Nicholas stumbles away from Torrey Mitchell. Emelin and Petrie will reverse. Both teams in the midst of line changes as we near the 6-minute mark. Opening period of play. Good send away for Plekanec off the toe of his blade, and Holtby will take no chances. This evening's cold hard fact, it's brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. These clubs tend to run around in the other's neighborhood, Locker.
Yeah, they do. Capitals impressive numbers, points in 60-20 versus the Atlantic. And how about the Habs? 19-2-1 versus the Metro, including winning 10 straight.
They haven't lost a game against a Metro Division team since January. Hopefully that's going to change in a couple hours. John Carlson teaming up with Brooks Orpik and Eric Fair through center. Fair, powerful strides on the drop for Brooks Light. Light carries it on his off wing, turns on Beaulieu. Help comes from Gallagher. Two teams are skating 5-on-5. No power plays either way thus far. Orpik towards the cage. That'll dribble to the doorstep. Price makes the stop on Light, and he'll cover. 6 minutes and 25 seconds into the opening frame. Nothing doing on CSN. Center packed to the rafters. Caps and Canadians no score in the opening period. Locker Star Treks presented by Toyota, the top two threats in the contest this evening.
Alex Ovechkin for the Washington Capitals hit the 50-goal mark last game. 11 GWGs, 22 power plays, leads the NHL. On the Montreal side, Max Pacioretty, 32 points and a plus 25 in the third period, leads the National Hockey League. I guess I don't have to talk to him for 40 minutes. Pacioretty has been very good. He's a big, powerful forward, as is Alex Ovechkin. They're a nightmare to control with the defense.
Players on the ice now, Locker, saluting the linesman Jean Morin. Here at Bell Center, the Sorel, Quebec native, 51 years of age. They've just informed the fans that this is his final NHL game. His first was October of 1991.
Yeah, he did 8 Cup Finals, 2010 Winter Olympics. A tremendous linesman. Congratulations.
All-Star games, Winter Classics in there. As Tomas Plekanec will clear it on down. Yevgeny Kuznetsov to the loose puck for Washington. Trying to win for the first time in 3 installments against the Canadiens, as this is icing against DC.
Let's take a look back at Jean Morin, Joe B. There he is. Big number 97 in his final game. And here's some notes on him. 1,427 games, over 200 playoff games, a World Cup of Hockey, a couple Olympics, an All-Star game, a Winter Classic, as you mentioned, Joe B. Quite the career for Jean Morin.
Congratulations, Jean. Well done. Very well done. This wrist shot from point position didn't get through a maze of legs in front of Braden Holtby. Desharnais muzzled by Kuznetsov. Galchenyuk rakes it on back for Markov. Desharnais looking for a passing lane. Galchenyuk continues the cycle. All the way to point position, activating Subban. Galchenyuk to the slot. That came up quickly on Orpik off the blade of Desharnais. Subban wheels back to point position. Parenteau turns. Fires a blocker save for Braden Holtby.
Did you see PK Subban put that between his legs, trying to create that scoring chance? What a play by their defenseman.
He's a fancy Dan.
Sure is. Right up there in points producers among all NHLD.
Kuznetsov comes out of the pack with a puck, and he'll clear. Washington wants the line change. Andrei Markov is a 36-year-old Russian. On the headman for Lars Eller, he'll steer it into the corner. Brandon Frust, hard-nosed customer, takes Niskanen into the back glass. Johansson ladles this one on through center for Brouwer on the run. Troy Brouwer working in with Nicholas Backstrom. Backstrom feeds, Niskanen fires, that was blocked by Eller, and it took a bite out of him. Petrie goes off the boards and clear with Weiss's help into the Montreal bench. Folks, today we ask you to show your support and raise awareness for families living with autism. World Wide Web, www.autismspeaks.org, dedicated to funding research into the causes, prevention, treatments, and a cure for autism.
Great cause. Help out. very important.
Advocating for the needs of individuals with autism and their families. They've been lighting it up blue all day. We invite you to help as Curtis Glencross looks to assist his Washington Capitals to victory in Montreal. Start of a 3-game swing for these Caps. Stops in Ottawa and Detroit before the weekend is through. Enormous games on the Capitals calendar. Glad you're with us on Comcast Sportsnet. Mitchell zooms to the outside. Devontae Smith-Pelly is there. Mike Green will rub him out. Wilson comes wing to wing with the help of Gleason through center. Scuttles it into the corner. Beaulieu in a battle there as the Canadians come to the rescue and through center with De La Rose to dump in.
And that play right there that we saw from board to boards is a set play. They practice it every day. Nice job getting it to Gleason.
Emelin pumps that one right to the gloved hand of Braden Holtby.
Yeah, Holtby's only seen a couple of shots. That one long range from Emelin trying to get the puck through. He does, but easy sight lines. Notice the left side of the screen wide open. The Habs on a change. Emelin just tees it up there. A little bit of a screen. Notice he moves laterally to create a better angle to the net. Might have been skipping wide, but Holtby makes sure.
Russian-born blue liner will turn 29 this month. Braden Holtby tiptoes atop of the crease. In the cage once more for Washington. No score in this one as we near the 9-minute mark of period 1. Holtby expects to get to see a lot of Brendan Gallagher in and around the goal crease tonight. Gallagher as feisty as they come around the blue paint.
Gave him the butt.
That too. Johansson with help from Alsner, they didn't get it out. Rister on the way, blocked down out of the air by Niskanen. He gets to the loose puck, slips it on around for Carl Alsner. A headman for Brouwer, and this will bounce back to center. Canadians, 5 fresh folks on the ice. Alsner in no hurry. The lead for Like that gets twisted around by Markov. Beaulieu hammers it around the turnstile. There's a waiting Brandon Pruss. Jumping up into the flow is Markov, and he's content to golf it in. This has been a chess match in this first period, hasn't it?
It sure has. It's just the feeling out process, looking for any type of openings they can find.
Fair delivers for Orpik. Brooks Orpik in front for Like. Just off the toe of his blade.
Yeah, Like's had the 2 best chances here in the first one earlier on, and that one just a little bit of a shank after a real nice setup from Orpik.
Beaulieu dribbles one to the doorstep, and Holtby will melt it right there. Back for more in the opening period. We've crossed the midway mark of this frame with the NHL on CSN. Plenty of all-star status and conversation right there. Carey Price and Alex Ovechkin, no score in this one. Time for our military salute. It's brought to you by Pentagon Federal Credit Union. This evening's honoree, Major Peter Mask, who has been an active member of the U.S. Air Force since 2013. Peter, many thanks to you and your fellow servicemen and women for all of your efforts. We sure do appreciate you.
Yeah, great job by PenFed Credit Union making sure we do this military salute. So important to our freedom and our country, Joe B, to honor these people.
Hear, hear. Braden Holtby squaring off with Carey Price in a elite-level net-minding matchup here at Bell Center in Montreal. No score if you're just tuning in. With the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet, Joe Beninati and Craig Laughlin with you. Happy to have all 3 big games on this road trip. Capitals will stay in Canada for the next one. Tangling with the Ottawa Senators, who've been one of the great stories around the NHL in the last 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, they've really put together quite a run when they looked out of it a couple of months ago. And all of a sudden you win 10, you win 15 out of 18. You have runs like that, you're going to prosper.
Delayed penalty call coming up. It's against Washington. Desharnais stepping out of his own zone. Carey Price to the bench for the extra skater. Desharnais leaves it. Subban throws one towards the slot. Plekanec keeping it on the outside. Niskanen should get there in time, and now Washington will be shorthanded.
And it's a pretty easy call. It's a two-hander. It's a slash against the Caps. The remnant of the stick down at the other end of the ice that the linesman is now picking up. Once you snap a stick in half, you're going to the box. Here it is along the wall. They keep in, and there's the slash right there by Brooks Laich. He'll have a seat. 2 minutes for slashing. Another look at it, another angle. There you see the stick snapping right in half.
This is a Montreal team that's been pretty good on the power play in the last couple of games. 3 for its last 7. Gallagher, Plekanec, Pacioretty, Markov, and Subban, 5 on the ice. As you look at the special teams numbers for both of these teams at the bottom of the screen. Markov keeps it on the outside for Gallagher. He'll walk the line. Subban, eyed there by Nicholas Backstrom. Plekanec is the playmaker. Markov, Gallagher on the rotation play. Markov bumps it back. Subban fires. That hit Pacioretty, the screener in front.
Yeah, they work it down low to Plekanec, who arguably is the main guy, but the 2 guys in the points are their quarterbacks. They lead them in power play points.
Subban with a rocket that's off the outside of the shin pads of Brouwer. Backstrom looking to get it clear, did not. Karlsson helps out. Backstrom does send this one all the way to Carey Price. With 8:20 to go in the opening period, Washington shorthanded another 108. PK Subban, 7 of his 14 goals this year on the power play. Desharnais motors into the corner. Niskanen swallows him up there. Alzner didn't get it out. Galchenyuk has it for Montreal. Markov fidgeting at the point. Subban next. Markov thought about a blast. Ward was in that shooting channel. Parenteau. Give and go Desharnais. Poke check by Holtby. Follow-up Subban didn't get through. Loose rebound for Joel Ward, and Ward will clear.
Good aggressive penalty killing by the Caps, not allowing any pucks to get through. Getting their bodies, their sticks, and their passing sequences on their first power play.
Desharnais gets the line for Galchenyuk. Cross rink for Petrie. Petrie leaving it to the far corner. Beaulieu scampers in from the point. The click comes right to Karlsson, and he'll clear. Brooks Laich standing up at the penalty box door. He's set free in 5 seconds. Jeff Petrie glides uncontested through center. Eller down the flank. Plays it off the boards for Petrie. Washington back to full strength. Green with a shot block there. Weiss for Prust. Looking for Eller. Montreal went through the power play without a shot. It's Prust hiding away from Laich. Beaulieu managed to keep it in. Laich will get it ahead, and Johansson works back through center. Marcus Johansson delayed there by Petrie. Quick counterpunch comes Eller with Prust. Petrie will try the other flank. Devante Smith-Pelly was rattled there by Gleason.
Yeah, nice step up there by Gleason. Timed it perfectly to catch him right at the blue line.
The Karen for Ovechkin out of the corner. Swivels one to the doorstep. Trying to team up there with Marcus Johansson. Emelin for Gilbert, then down the flank on through De La Rose. Holtby will get into the act for Washington. De La Rose for Torrey Mitchell. Injury plagued early in his career. Mitchell golfs this one for Devante Smith-Pelly, forced by Alzner. Kuznetsov to an open Ovechkin. 1-on-2 working back through center. The delivery for Kuznetsov was steered away. Smith-Pelly working wide, flushed out by Alzner again.
It's all about defense here at Bell Center between the Caps and the Montreal Canadiens. You can't find any open areas. You're right on top of you. The Caps are on top of Montreal. Montreal's on top of the Caps. Not a whole lot of room.
Subban feeds it. From the sharp angle there, Pacioretty's bid didn't get through. Markov for Subban. High slot Pacioretty. And then he crossed up Subban with a return pass. PK dealing with Glenn Cross. Pacioretty at the line, onside. Gallagher to Pacioretty, blocked by Orpik. Jason Chimera for Washington. John Carlson works it back. 3-on-3 on this rush. Chimera golfs at it. Pacioretty was in good shape defensively. Just about 5 minutes to go in the opening period. Quick moving here in Montreal. Pacioretty glanced it back to neutralize. Orpik hustles it right back in. Markov. Straight away looking for Galchenyuk. Icing's washed out. Gleason is there for the Capitals. Double teamed along the boards. Latta took care of Desharnais. On the run through center, it's Brooks Laich with help from Latta. Latta feeds for Laich. He was trapped there with Parenteau.
He's got to put that to the net, Joe. They had a good center drive there. Can't be cutesy with the puck here tonight.
P.A. Parenteau around the boards to Beaulieu. Took his eyes off it for a moment. Parenteau greeted by Green. The centering pass to the front. Parenteau pulled the trigger. It did not get through to Holtby.
Well, hit by Green right in the chest, maybe even underneath his chin.
Mike, not phased, has the puck for Washington. Working back through center, just scuttles it into the corner. Ovechkin after Gilbert. Gave him a bump to the boards. Just one power play in the game so far. It fizzled for Montreal as the Canadiens are whistled for icing. Folks, we want you involved on Twitter. Hashtag Capitals Talk. Who's been the most surprising? The most surprising player this season for the Washington Capitals. Hashtag Capitals Talk. Couple of folks in consideration for that.
Well, there's some obvious ones too, but you've got to look throughout their lineup. A lot of good stories for the way they've performed.
Backstrom, Brouwer, Ovechkin this trip up front for Washington. As Barry Trotz starts to play a hunch or two. A commercial break. We'll get you back to Bell Center in just a few moments. Gleason introducing himself to Smith Pelly. Still looking for that first red light between Washington and Montreal here at Bell Center. The assist leaders are presented by your local Hyundai dealers. Let them assist you in scoring the lowest prices on the hottest lineup in America. Locker, these are the best of the best in DC history.
Yeah, you can look at Nick Backstrom. He's obviously on our list here tonight. The all-time leader is right there, number 19. Alex Ovechkin just recently passed Michael Bobonka. Gardner and Hunter make our best assist meisters in Caps franchise history.
8 other games going on tonight. Big one involving the Islanders and the Columbus Blue Jackets. New York has a 2-1 advantage. John Tavares, goal number 35. Backstrom trying to win this and kick it back for Ovechkin. Subban interrupts for Montreal. 3:35 with which to work in the opening period. Brooks Orpik with a glance up ice. Weiss was close by Ovechkin. PK Subban's been on the ice just about every time number 8's been out there. As Backstrom motors into the corner, Markov is close by. Weiss took a bump with Brouwer, and Troy Brouwer came out of there ailing. It's Eller for the Habs, on to Prust. Markov threw it into traffic. Backstrom was in the proper position there defensively. John Carlson, the headman off of Kuznetsov, right to Price. Sweeps it to the boards, and Markov will drag back to center. Alzner to a turning Yevgeny Kuznetsov. This 22-year-old Russian finding Niskanen, lurking through center there with Johansson. Rushed further. They jam forward along the boards. Petrie to play for Montreal.
Yeah, Kuznetsov wanted to trip down low, did not get it. He also lost his stick. And we mentioned the shuffling going on. You know, you move Mojo into OV's spot. Just little tinkers in lines, trying to get matchups on the road, which is very difficult.
Locker, the Caps didn't have a lot of shots on goal against Carolina in the third period. They only have 2 tonight, by the way.
Yeah, and here's that play down low. There's Kuzi going down, gives it to Wet Ford, no call. To the left to Carey Price. Montreal able to get out of the zone in a hurry. Holtby and Price, not a whole lot of testers here in this game tonight.
Am I wrong? They had one shot against Carolina. It was a bogus dump in from center.
Yes, you are right.
Shots on goal unofficially are 5-2 for Montreal in this one. A little bit more than 2 minutes to play in the first. Yevlin on the hand-to-head through center. No running room for Gallagher as Green will clear in. Carey Price sweeps it on around for Parenteau. Petrie. Just the 5th time he's ever played against Washington. The former Edmonton Oiler. This is offside against Washington. Some news and notes for you to consider as this one transpires. Starting first with Braden Holtby, who's been very tidy against Montreal.
Yeah, not lost in regulation in his career. 5-0-2. Goals against under 1. Barry Trotz looking for win number 600. He's 4 points ahead of their pace of last year, and Carey Price 41 wins, tied with Pekka Rinne at the top of the wins list.
Ovechkin trying to hurdle PK Subban. Fans up in arms about that. We get the whistle here, offside against Montreal.
Yeah, they relish, I think, playing against each other. Subban and Alex Ovechkin, two big guys that want to play a hard, heavy game. Here comes OV. There's a little bit of a hip check and dump by Subban. And then they lock horns again going up the ice along the wall. It's going to be a common occurrence here in this hockey game here tonight.
PK Subban is listed at 6 foot tall, 215 pounds. Most defenders in the NHL give poundage away to Ovechkin in their one-on-one matchup. Alex dishing this one to the slot. Markov was there. Andrei Markov, one of Ovechkin's good buddies. Desharnais working in, slicing behind defenders. Pad save, Holtby. There's a penalty call coming here.
And he doesn't point to center, thank goodness. Orpik doesn't like the call. He is talking to the referee. He really even didn't get a good hook on him. He just wrapped his stick around. I agree with Orpik. It's not like he grabbed him and held him from getting the chance. Watch Orpik come across. Look at the stick come in there, but it's that right hand that catches the glove of Desharnais. Here he is breaking up the middle. Watch the right arm come in there on the right side, and that's enough to send Orpik to the box, the second minor of the game for the Caps.
That was not very much.
No, it wasn't.
Plekanec take the draw with Fair. Late first period. Power play stats are packaged by the UPS store. Subban to a shooting lane. Plekanec bumps it out wide for Pacioretty. Gallagher is hiding in front. Pacioretty's wrister was spoiled on the way. Final minute of the opening period. Washington shorthanded for a second time. Fair comes out of there 2-on-2 with Ward. Eric Fair closing to Ward. Good defense by Plekanec to tie him up.
He really hustled, did Plekanec, all the way from the other end of the ice just to get a piece of that puck going to the net.
Plekanec throwing snow to the corner with Niskanen. Subban switched it up. Markov rams it way wide of the cage. PK Subban with a puck for Montreal. Gallagher. Well defended there by John Carlson, and he'll clear. We are now 15 seconds away from Zayo intermission live. Markov teaming up with Subban through center. On the delay at the line. Pacioretty with 5 ticks to go. Not enough time here for Montreal, as the spillover on Brooks Orpik will go some 57 seconds into period 2. 20 minutes in Montreal complete. After 1, Washington and Montreal are scoreless. Zayo Intermission Live is coming your way on Comcast Sportsnet. Locker will have a guest pretty soon. Highlights and stats from right here in the booth, and then we'll ask Mr. Lachlan to double dip on the telestrator. Caps Canadians, 1 of 9 this Thursday night all around the NHL, as the Caps prepare for battle with the Canadians scoreless after 20. Back to the studio now. Al Koken, Alan May, and Brent Johnson. Our Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Capitals hockey is being brought to you by Mazda. Conviction, creativity, courage. This is the Mazda way. Zayo, bandwidth makes it possible. Visit them at zayo.com. Your DC Acura dealers. Check out the new TLX at dcacura.com. And by Legal Seafoods. If it isn't fresh, it isn't legal. Visit legalseafoods.com. North of the border in Montreal with the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. The Caps tangling with Carey Price and the Canadians. No score after 20. McDonald's trivia. Folks, listen up. Which 4 NHL players all time have led the league outright in goals at least 5 times? 4 greats all time who've led the league outright in goals 5 times. The guy on the screen has done it 4 times. So he's not one of the answers. Soon enough, though. game number 78 for Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals. They're shorthanded to start the second period for another 48 seconds. Subban cradles it around Like. PK Subban badgered there by Niskanen. Matt Niskanen with a great stick, able to play clear.
Yeah, great job by Niskanen, forcing him on the half wall. Subban trying to be too cute, flipped up high, not too happy, nor are the fans here. But real good job by Matt Niskanen.
Orpik will be set free in 23 seconds. This is the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. Joe and Craig with you in Montreal, shouting out thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew for their efforts day and night. Third and final meeting between these two Eastern foes. Montreal a 2-1 win, opening night at Verizon Center way back in October, and then 1-0 here in overtime at January's end. Petrie fires and scores! Jeff Petrie.
Petrie had 2 points his last 2 games. Well, he adds another goal now, 2+1. And that shot from Petrie off the inside leg of Alzner. An unlucky break. Here comes Petrie. Look at Alzner and watch the puck change direction when he takes the drop pass. And there it is off the right heel of Alzner. And it glances on a quick, sharp angle past the catching glove of Holtby. Absolutely no chance whatsoever on that change of direction after the unlucky foot of Karl Alzner.
The former Michigan State Spartan Jeff Petrie, he figured it out on Monday. He scored his first with the Canadiens against Tampa Bay. He has goals in back-to-back games. This one 58 seconds in. Washington looks to respond. Kuznetsov's wrister was blocked by Petrie. These two teams, dynamite when they get the first goal this season. Montreal has it to protect tonight. Petrie rolls it on around for Emelin. Gliding back through center. Gallagher there, as Orpik will keep an eye on him. Plekanec, bottled up by Ovechkin. John Carlson will set sail for Washington. Scoop it ahead. Gallagher there defensively, from glove to stick with Pacioretty, and then Plekanec. He fires, and that is secured by Holtby.
You make a good point, Joby, about scoring first. Combined, these teams are 66-5-7. The Caps have won 35 when scoring first outright. The Habs 31. Here's this last save. Good at transition by Montreal, and again a slap shot past the defenseman. Sort of tricky as Holtby leaned over. Petrie, the only goal scorer in this hockey game moments ago, is 6th of the season. He now has 19 in his career.
7 was a high last year for Petrie when he was then with the Edmonton Oilers.
Had Dad a big-time pitcher, won a World Series with Detroit.
Marcus Johansson through center for Washington. The Caps and the traveling Whites. They'll be on the road for games Saturday and Sunday in Ottawa and in Detroit, respectively. Mike Green plays it on around. It's the Caps team that's won 6 of its last 8, inching closer and closer towards clinching a playoff berth, but trailing tonight in Montreal. Petrie from Galchenyuk and Subban at the 58-second mark of the second period. Eller lost his balance. He heard Gleason running in from point position. Backstrom finds Green off the boards. Mike Green fidgets loose out of the corner, the toe drag to the front. Eller makes the takeaway check, and Weiss will clear. Brandon Prust in a foot race with Green. Prust waiting for reinforcements. Emelin, one-timer gloved by Holtby, and there's no rebound.
And pushing and shoving in front of the net. Gleason getting physical with Devontae Smith of the Montreal Canadiens. Pushing and shoving. Another shot from the blue line for Montreal. They're 4th in this hockey game. Getting shots to the net of their blue liners. It's all about Prust, so real good patience with the puck for the tough guy here in Montreal. The 4th line is pretty darn good for the Montreal Canadiens, and it starts and ends with number 8.
Brandon Prust now in his 3rd full year with Montreal. He turned 31 last month. 19-year-old De La Rose digs in to take this draw against Michael Latta, who wins it cleanly for Washington. Latta on the go through center. Petrie there to collar him. Smith-Pelly on for Mitchell. And then De La Rose.
And this is 4th line versus 4th line. Capitals got to get some energy, some mojo, something out of this line. They could establish a forecheck, and it would work well for the rest of the Caps team to feel that if they can get a forecheck going.
23 minutes into the game, the Capitals have 2 shots. Latta off to Glenn Cross. Montreal's hard enough to score on when you have 30 shots.
Especially 5-on-5. They're the best. They've allowed the fewest 5-on-5 goals in the NHL.
Number 1 goals against average in the league. Ovechkin feeds. Snapshot Kuznetsov blocked by Petrie. He's been everywhere in the second period. Ward sets the table from behind the goal. Galchenyuk makes the takeaway. John Carlson using the boards. This clicks off of Ovechkin and out of play, so the draw will come in neutral ice. Road to the playoffs, presented by Nissan. Matchups as of today.
Are they set in stone?
That would be no.
Montreal Caps, Lightning Wings, Rangers Bruins, Islanders Penguins. Not sure if the Lightning or the Red Wings want to play the Lightning. The Lightning have dominated the Motown boys.
There are so many good potential matchups. First rounders, East and West, especially within the divisions, the 2-3 games, second, third place games, and those series are going to be phenomenal. Best time of the year soon to come. Regular season ends April 11th. Washington will entertain the New York Rangers that day. Kuznetsov's pass intended for Ovechkin gets away. John Carlson lost it there to Markov. Ward, bothered by Plekanec. Ovechkin from his tummy, swarmed there by Subban.
That was a pretty good tackle by Subban.
Pacioretty will roll it around. The centering pass there, Ward in front of Gallagher, who wins the battle there. Gallagher for Pacioretty, blocked. John Carlson off on the flank to the captain. Ovechkin was poke-checked by Subban.
Yeah, both those guys have good sticks when Alex tries to attack both Markov and Subban. Very active. It's hard to get any room to get around those 2 guys.
As Carlson will scale it in. Gilbert missed 4 games with a jaw injury. Whistle here in the stoppage in play.
Moments ago was Subban. And, of course, Alex Ovechkin. I don't even have to tell you who it was. Here's Alex with a chance in front. A little bit of a tackle there and a little bit of a hug. They both get up. This was some pushing and shoving between the Capitals captain and PK Subban.
Referees Joannette and Jackson letting the boys play. PK Subban in his mid-20s. Top flight defender for these Habs.
He's a rich man making $9 million a year, Joby.
$9 million, you say?
$9 million, yes.
That looks nice every 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's all right, isn't it?
That's a nice payday every 2 weeks.
There you look at his numbers, third among all NHL D with 55 points. We'll see the leader in our next game. The other guy called Carlson, not our John here in Washington.
Ooh, Eric. Yeah, he could produce 2. Backstrom wins the draw. Green, wrister on the way, shuffled by Price, rebound loose. Gilbert stashed it into the corner with the help of Eller. As the Capitals finally test Carey Price. He could have been snoozing behind that mask. Eller with Gilbert. Gleason pinched down and Weiss gets it through him as Green comes over to cover. 5.5 minutes complete in the second period, 1-0 Montreal. Jeff Petrie with a wrister at the 58-second mark of this stanza. Green looking to level the count. Mike Green towards the goal, it'll roll wide.
Well, you can see why they're so good defensively. They keep everything to the outside. It's been very hard for the Caps to get inside position. They angle you properly. It's all about team defense here in Montreal.
You touched on it. You've addressed it already. They're not the biggest team.
No, they're not.
They skate well, and positionally they are very sound. Mitchell towards the goal. Crust is there with Alzner draped over top. Chimera, no running room afforded him.
Yeah, you get this going if you're the Montreal Canadiens. The Caps don't have any gas with the long change to start any offense. You know, they pin you in and then your legs get tired. Now the Caps finally making a change.
Rewinding through center, it's Petrie dodging the hit there. Petrie feeds. Smith-Pelly had that one blunted by Alzner. Petrie in a duel with Fair along the boards, and Eric Fair will turn it on around. Remember earlier tonight, hashtag Capitals Talk, the most surprising Caps player. Weigh in on Twitter. Emelin, long wrister, that was blocked. Loose there to Desharnais. He zipped it high as Niskanen and Holtby were there to defend. Desharnais trapped along the backboards. Lost his balance. Parenteau lost the puck. And Chimera will get help from Alzner to clear. Down the flank for Brooks Laich as the faithful here in Montreal are none too pleased. Desharnais zooms into the offensive zone. Orpik right in his grill. Now taking care of the youngster Galchenyuk. Alex Galchenyuk, poke check there. John Carlson with a biscuit, and away comes Yevgeny Kuznetsov. Galchenyuk with the help of Markov relieving some pressure. Canadians will send it all the way, and this is going to be icing against Montreal.
A good couple of minutes for the Montreal Canadiens, and Caps have to figure out a way to get around those guys.
Face-off to come back in the Montreal defensive zone. These Habs first in the Atlantic at 47, 22, and 8. Just one more home game for them in the regular season locker. They entertain Detroit here a week from tonight. Backstrom set to draw with Plekanec, who beat him cleanly.
And this is a time to catch them. The month of March has not been good for Montreal. 6-6-3 in their last 15. The previous months, they all had 8 or 9 wins on their ledger.
Offside against Washington. Commercial break for us. We'll get you back to Bell Center in just a few moments. Capitals looking for the equalizer here in Montreal. In our Legal Seafoods Bite of the Night, Yevgeny Kuznetsov weighs in on Carey Price.
Best goal right now in the league, yeah, in statistics, and he played very wide and got lots of skill. He's such a great guy, and but we have a scout him, and Mitch Korn tells us a little bit about him, and that's all about happens in our games, and you never know what's going on, and everybody got mistake, and we want to do it something good way today, and do a Carey Price mistake.
Trying to take advantage of a Carey Price mistake. They have not challenged the big netminder very often tonight.
I asked Holtby this morning if he knew Carey Price. He said he's ran into him a couple of times, but got to know him a little bit at the Canadian Olympic orientation. It was Price, Holtby, Crawford, Luongo, and Smith.
In advance of the Sochi Games of 2014. Emelin outlasting Johansson. Rolls this ahead. Alzner towards the goal, and it's vacuumed up by Price.
And he said to me, you know, he's a big goaltender, but in net he even makes himself look bigger. And that's been a real positive for him. Over the last 3 years, no one has more wins than Carey Price. Against the Capitals, however, fans, not too bad if you're Caps fans. 5-9-3 goals against under 3, and not a very good save percentage.
Carey has lost 7 of his last 9 decisions to Washington. Ovechkin trying to pierce him here. Kuznetsov and Ward as the attacking trio. Linesman Jean Morin officiating his final NHL game tonight, excusing Lars Eller from the dock. Kuznetsov bested by Prust. Ward throws a shiver at Subban. Joel Ward drags it along for Kuznetsov, and he's bracketed there by a couple of defenders. It's Eller off the dasher for Weiss, closing. He fires, blocked by Carlson, and put off of the rink.
That was a beautiful indirect pass. In the game of hockey, now more than ever, you've got to utilize the boards. You've got to know some geometry, and here it is. Watch Eller, indirect off the boards to Weiss, who collects it just onside to create a scoring chance. Just about a 2-on-1. Carlson's stick makes sure that shot goes up and over the glass.
Dale Weiss, you were checking out some numbers on him, plus 20 second best for Montreal.
And the way he plays, he's one of the fan favorites here. I think he made his mark in the playoffs last season, where he played hard and well and scored some points for Montreal.
3 years in the Rangers system for Weiss, then Vancouver, first full year. There he is, 22 in the red.
Should be in Slapshot too.
You think?
Yeah, he's got that mentality. He's tough, he plays hard, he's in your face all the time, and he puts some nice goals in for himself.
We were watching him make paper airplanes before the game.
Yes, we were. That was interesting, right?
That's where I thought you were going with the Slapshot reference. Beaulieu will wind it up for Montreal. Nearing the midway mark of regulation time, a 1-0 advantage for the Canadians. Petrie on the board in the first minute of the second period. That was an even strength goal. John Carlson sends it on around. Fair to the trailing Light. Light winds and drives, blocked by Gilbert. So the Capitals have played, what? 4.5 full periods plus an overtime in this building this season, and they've not turned the light on yet. As this will be icing against the Canadians. On our Toyota League leaderboard locker, these teams do it the right way.
Yeah, goal differential, goals for versus goals against. The Rangers at the top, the Lightning second, the Caps and Habs right in the mix there, along with the Islanders. You see all those teams right in the playoff hunt in the Eastern Conference. They can score, and they're stingy allowing goals against.
Backstrom, Ovechkin out there, wrist shot. Just sent wide. Alex Ovechkin with Backstrom so clever at winning those draws to him in shooting position.
And there's that line change again. He shuffled the deck 2 or 3 times already in this game. On an offensive faceoff, Ovechkin, Marcus, and Backstrom runs for Travis.
Alex Ovechkin works in. It dribbles to the doorstep. Save Price, his best of the night on Johansson.
And it was a rebound off their own man's shot off the right pad of Carey Price. He has to come up with an even better stop on the follow-up.
Shots on goal for the game are 9-6 Montreal as Johansson accelerates into the offensive zone. Poke check there by Gilbert. Johansson to the loose puck. Help comes from Picard to Montreal. He did not clear. Ovechkin to the gut. Lets it go over the shoulder of Carey Price. Subban lifting it along the boards, and Pacioretty will get it out. Gallagher steers it along. Alsner was in the way with help from Kuznetsov. Gallagher in a log jam. He's buried along the boards. Subban gets involved over skates. This is Joel Ward with Kuznetsov, 2-on-1. Ward closing, fires, he scores! Joel Ward!
All started at the other end of the ice. I said one of the keys to the games was scoring on odd man breaks, and that's a 2-on-1. The first one the Caps have had, and Wardo stashes his 18th goal of the season, 4 away from 100, and it's a beautiful shot. See along the wall there, Gallagher, Galchenyuk all caught up. The defenseman tries to pinch, that's PK Subban, and there's that shot, eluding the catching glove. Might have went 7-hole, Joe, underneath the arm, and the catcher, Joel Ward, is struck. It's 1 apiece here in Montreal.
Joel Ward, who scored against his namesake Cam on Tuesday for the first time ever. Potts won against Montreal, and Carey Price at 10:36. Locker told you it's number 18 on the year. And it's good to level the count at 1 as Holtby gets into hot water. Mitchell tries to stuff here, dribbles right through the slot. Devontae Smith-Pelly for Jacob De La Rose. John Carlson takes it back for Washington. Chimera forced along the boards by Emelin. This will come the length of the ice. Petrie there. This is going to be icing against Washington.
Yeah, good thrust right there by Montreal. A little bit of a misplay by Braden Holtby behind the net. Just about got himself in hot water. Here he is playing the puck. It's great as a goalie to play it. Starts to bumble a little bit, looks the other way. Uh-oh, it was all red jerseys. It wasn't a Caps defender. Holtby thinks forehand, goes backhand, and lucky for the Caps, De La Rose can't make a play to the front of the paint.
Joel Ward unassisted at 10:36. It's 1-1 in Montreal. They'll do the face-off over again. Lars Eller against Eric Fair. Joel Ward toweling off after his latest strike. Montreal gets possession. Prust for Eller. Weiss rounding out the trio for Michel Therrien. Capitals will make a break for it with Light. Further still to Fair, who fires. Stopped there by Carey Price. Along the wall, it's Brandon Prust chipping it around Gleason and down. 8:25 with which to work in the second period.
That's definitely a penalty against Prust right there on Mike Green, Joe. Either a slash or a hook. The Caps should go to the power play.
Boo Birds inside of Bell Center. Washington gets its first man advantage when you return. Joel Ward has tied it in Montreal. Our sport fans of the game are brought to you by Sport Automotive, Chevrolet, and Honda. Be a sport fan too. Visit sportautomotive.com. Plenty of Washington Capital faithful sprinkled throughout the masses inside of Bell Center in Montreal. Eager to see their team take a lead now. All the scoring in this hockey game exchanged in this second period. Petrie for Montreal, Ward for the Caps. Now Washington on its first power play of the night. Marcus Johansson had his stick broken. John Carlson will retreat to fetch for the Capitals.
And with Prust in the box, he's one of their better penalty killers. They're going to have to utilize other forwards here on their first PK.
Top-ranked Washington with a man advantage. Montreal penalty killers are 8th. Carlson, bring it for Ovechkin. Wrister over top of the cage.
He knew where he was going. Top cheese over that catching mitt.
Backstrom slows the tempo. Carlson unloads. That was blocked. Ovechkin spins it on around for Johansson. Help comes from Markov there defensively. 7.5 to go, second period of a 1-1 draw. John Carlson steps to the middle. Ovechkin one-timer. He sizzled it wide. Backstrom captures. Coordinating things with fellow Swede Johansson off the boards right to the gloved hand of Carey Price.
And that is a perfect example of being just about over-aggressive on a penalty-killing unit. You have Torrey Mitchell, the only guy in the slot to defend Alex Ovechkin. And he gets some good lumber on that last slap shot just wide. Here, take a look. Look at the swarm in the defensive zone. Look at how wide open OV is. Mitchell has to first protect the slot, then move to Ovechkin. That gives OV time to tee that one up. Just sizzles it wide to the blocker.
Blocker, they go Kuznetsov, Ward, Glencross across the top with Ovechkin and Carlson in back. Still more than a minute with which to work on the power play. Possession for Washington. Kuznetsov looking for a passing lane. Fidgets in, calls his own number, had the wrister blocked. Plekanec threw it back into the pack and on through, back on the Washington side of center. Shots on goal are 9-8 overall for Montreal. Carlson walks his way through center. Kuznetsov steers it to the corner for Joel Ward. Ward bumped down. Pacioretty there, very dangerous short-handed. Kuznetsov, good takeaway. Pacioretty responds, and now we're hearing a hook.
You can hear it all the way up here. Well, the Capitals bench yelling and screaming. It should have been called the first time. They let Pacioretty with the first one, and then they said, you know what, we better not let him go with the second one, as Montreal head coach Michel Therrien looks on. Here's the first one. Right there between the legs and on the hands. That's a penalty. Second one there is a tug of the right shoulder. So the Capitals will have 24 seconds. 5-on-3, Joby. Pacioretty to the box.
Timeout called for here with 6:42 to go in the second period. Both special teams units gather round. Thompson Creek with this window of opportunity. We shed some light on Alex Ovechkin against PK Subban.
Yeah, Purnell and Alex going at it once again. We always see it. Obi getting ready for this game. Loves playing in Canada, loves playing in Montreal in our window of opportunity. He has to get limber for this game because, you know, Purnell is going to be all over him. That's PK Subban. There's an upending with a little bit of a hip check every time Ovi's on the ice. PK Subban is there. They're getting a high stick from Brooks Laich, and then the tackle in the crease of Carey Price.
Caps are going to have a two-man advantage for 24 seconds. Backstrom, Brouwer, Johansson, Carlson, and Ovechkin out there in white. Shooting gallery to unfold against Carey Price. Plekanec, Markov, Emelin, the penalty killers from Montreal. Ovechkin along the boards, drags it loose. Johansson steps right on in, backhands it wide. Brouwer looking for Carlson. John Carlson, Nicholas Backstrom. Johansson waits. Backstrom for Carlson, then Ovechkin. Blocker pad save as Price was on the angle.
Yeah, that was all about reading by Carey Price. The only time you can stop Ovi is if you read it before it leaves his stick.
Ovechkin snapshot deflected by Plekanec, out of play.
And that's the only way to defend the grade 8 is reading and reacting. Exactly what Carey Price did. Marcus has a 2-on-1, and look at Price go down early and try to get up, and that's when he shot it. And Ovechkin thinking that puck is going in far side. That backhand just skips past that left post, past Carey Price's left side and glove.
Magnificent numbers for Alex Ovechkin on display. Johansson with points in 4 of 5, including an assist tonight. He was credited with an assist on the Joel Ward second period goal. So the Caps have a 5-on-4 advantage now for 118. Carlson, who's done most of his damage at home, sends in Ovechkin on the fly. Ovechkin fires, he scores! Alexander the Great, the rightful goal-scoring king of Washington.
Grab that puck, boys. They're going to make sure they get that. Nick Backstrom's coming right over to make sure he gets that puck for Alex Ovechkin. That's going to be a wonderful keepsake for the highest scoring player in Washington Capitals franchise history. Here's the move, inside, outside. He spins around Markov, and before Markov can recover, the grade 8 rifles it top shelf. One of the prettiest goals that we have seen off his stick this year, and it's a record breaker.
Beautiful moves in transition, and that lethal wrist shot producing once again on the power play for Washington. Alex Ovechkin into the record books. Peter Bondra broke the mark of Mike Gartner back in 2001 and has held it until this very day. When it is now Ovechkin's alone as the Capitals have a 2-1 advantage with the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet.
For Alex Ovechkin, 473 goals, Joe B, in 756 games. Quite a run for the Capitals captain.
The puck is off the rink. We'll bring you back to Montreal to continue the salute for the captain of the Caps, Alex Ovechkin, #1 all time. Capitals have a 2-1 lead in Montreal. Locker, from the very first time Alex Ovechkin stepped into the NHL in 2005, you got the sense that this was inevitable.
Yeah, no one's even close to him since the time he stepped in to the NHL. In Capitals lore, he is now the Capitals all-time leader, one ahead of Bondra, Gardner, Ridley, and Salmon, the top 5 guys. He's at the top and will continue to lead the way.
Before the Caps had the 5-on-3 power play, I saw Alex come over and give 4 gloves to one of the equipment managers as Parenteau is stopped there by Holtby.
Yeah, he goes through 3 or 4 pairs a game. He likes them dry. If they're wet, you don't get a good grip on your hockey stick. So maybe that new set of mitts, the dry palms, helped him out get that wicked wrist shot to the top shelf.
On the go, Gilbert closes. He fires and scores! Right back at you. Montreal's Tom Gilbert.
Well, Montreal's forwards aren't doing a lot of damage, but their D indeed are here tonight. Petrie got the first one. Gilbert returns to the lineup and gets the tying goal. Walking down the gut, sort of close to the hash marks, and just whips a wrist shot far side on Braden Holtby. And just like that, with all the celebrations of Ovi's 51st, the Caps are now tied up in Montreal.
Gilbert had never scored against Washington, wearing that protective face guard to cover his jaw. Former University of Wisconsin All-America scores his first goal at home all season with that one right there. We are 2-2. Joel Ward for Washington fidgets loose and clears in. Emelin there for Montreal. Full and even strength 5-on-5 in an entertaining hockey game north of the border in Montreal, Quebec. It is Green to roll it around for Joel Ward. Ooh, that puck came up high. It hit Emelin, and he's hurt. Alexei Emelin down, pawing at his face. You can see he wears a visor.
Yeah, we've had that happen 3 times in this game already. Pucks ramping up, hitting guys in the face. Mojo got hit with the puck early on in this game before we're 2 minutes in by a shot from Carlson that rang off the stanchion, and there's another ramp up right into Emelin.
As he'll be tended to with 4:40 to go in this second period of play. Michel Therrien, Montreal native, took over here back in June of 2012. He's closing in on his own milestone. His next win would be 200 with Montreal. Barry Trotz in pursuit of NHL overall win number 600 tonight in this 2-2 struggle.
And behind the plate, Joe B, Orpik was rocked a little bit, went into the boards heavily, and still smarting as the Capitals are getting ready for this faceoff.
Set for the draw, Braden Holtby, who picked up an assist on the Ovechkin record-breaking goal. Braden's second of the season. The first came back in October on a power play tally from Yevgeny Kuznetsov against Detroit. If you're keeping a book, Ovechkin from Carlson and Holtby, Gilbert from Parenteau and Galchenyuk, the youngster Galchenyuk, with 2 assists tonight. Backstrom plays it on for Ovechkin. Brouwer will tumble it towards Carey Price. PK Subban takes it away quickly. Subban doubled along the rail. Mike Green for Washington will saucer this one back to center.
Well, Braden Holtby has the same amount of assists as Brandon Pirri, Joe B, in Florida. And the reason I bring that up,
that's nice of you to say.
He scored his 22nd goal tonight, and he's got 2 assists all season. Hard to fathom that.
This is icing against Washington. Always a commotion around Brooks Orpik.
Yeah, here's this hit that I was talking about. That's a face-off game. Caught late there a little bit by Dale Weiss. We mentioned him earlier on in this show and took him heavily into the boards here in Montreal. You can see him taking the brunt of that big hit from Weiss.
Orpik ready to go. Among the top hitters in the NHL, number 1 overall, in fact, when it comes to defenders alone. Gilbert towards the cage, pad save by Holtby with those pinball flippers flashing out. We've got 3:35 remaining in the second period. Nothing after 1. 2-2 at the moment. Desharnais, an aerial for Galchenyuk. Throws a head fake at Backstrom. Galchenyuk's pass too hot to handle for Parenteau. And this is Brouwer working through center and casually rolling it in. French folks coming over the boards for Washington. Beaulieu on for Galchenyuk and down. Niskanen has the puck for Washington. Alsner sends it in. Carey Price will tee it up. On the move through center, it's Petrie. Hooks one to the goal mouth, and a back-checking Marcus Johansson was there. Montreal giving Washington a little bit of its own medicine by flying that right defender out of the zone and getting him up into the wash. The Caps like to do that with their own right side, especially Mike Green. Pacioretty off the boot of Plekanec. Marcus Johansson will dump it in with 2:20 to go in the second period. Pacioretty moves it along. Swatted at there by Karlsson. Fair has the puck for Washington. Reich trailing the play, absorbs the hit from Eller, who takes the puck back. John Karlsson looking up, sees 2 minutes to go on the big board in period 2, separating us from Zayo Intermission Live. Petrie connecting with Prust. Brandon Prust, his pass was deflected by Karlsson, and it's off of the rink.
Lars Eller, one of the pivots here in Montreal, taking a little bit of heat earlier on this season when he wasn't producing, needs more consistency, has moved up and down the middle here for Therrien between Desharnais, Plekanec, Eller. Torrey Mitchell sort of set in as a fourth-line guy. High expectations for Lars Eller, being a former first rounder of the St. Louis Blues.
If you're playing Montreal, you don't want Eller to score. Half of his goals this year are game winners.
There you go.
Markov dished it to the flank. Montreal has the puck with 1:30 separating us from our intermission's festivities. A long lead for Weiss. Hard charging to the backboards. Great pass to Eller. He scores! Lars Eller.
Sort of a broken play defensively for the Caps, and they can't recover. Here's a little dump by PK Subban, trying to throw it up the middle. It's redirected, and watch just a little dump in on the left side of the screen, sharp angle. It even looked like Lars Eller was sort of off balance a little bit when he got this pass from Dale Weiss, and there's the shot as Holtby's on one side, has to scramble to the other, and Lars Eller stashes his 13. Joe B had mentioned just prior to that, he had 6 game winners. He has now 58 career goals.
Why'd we have to mention that name?
Yeah, exactly.
Lars Eller.
And I said he was inconsistent.
Yeah, the 25-year-old from Denmark. 10 of his 13 goals have been shared with Bell Center faithful. That one gives Montreal a late second period lead. This game, ultra defensive in the first 20 minutes. The dam is broken in the second. Plekanec drops it off for Pacioretty. Alsner keeping an eye on him wisely. Gallagher plays it along the boards, and there's Backstrom for Washington, their second leading point producer. Nicholas going through a lengthy goal-scoring drought. He'd like to change it right here. Backstrom on the go. Steps off the corner boards, rolls one towards the front. Galchenyuk gathers in for Montreal. 40 seconds in the frame. Plekanec working to the outside on Karlsson. John stays with him there. Orpik comes over. Along the boards, Ovechkin for Washington. Forced back by Galchenyuk. 25 seconds to play in period 2. 3-2 for the Habs. Karlsson on through Kuznetsov. Glenn Cross with a lift check. Help comes from Kuznetsov. There's Glenn Cross with a backhand. Stopped by Price.
That was a sneaky play by Glenn Cross. Nicely done, getting his legs moving and taking it to the twine. Good job.
Second period comes to its end. Lively and entertaining and record-setting. All in the last 20 minutes of game time. A 3-2 Montreal advantage. Zayo Intermission Live is coming up on the net. Special chance for us to chat with Peter Bondra, whose all-time goal-scoring record has been broken by Alex Ovechkin tonight. Stay with us for that. Highlights and stats from here in the booth. News and notes from all around the NHL. Washington and Montreal keeping us all entertained. That's the record setter for OV. Julie Donaldson and Brian Mitchell have this Sports Talk Live preview on CSN. Before we start the third period, we remind you of McDonald's trivia, testing your knowledge. Which 4 NHL greats led the league outright in goals at least 5 different times?
I got it tonight, partner. Gretzky, Howe, Hull, and Esposito.
Gretzky, Howe, Hull, and Esposito, he says, and he is correct.
And can you believe when you look at Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey, who just celebrated a birthday, never had a 50-goal season. Alex has had 6. He never had one. He had 5 40s. His high one year was 49.
This season will be the 5th for Ovechkin to lead the NHL outright, as he has improved his number by 1 tonight to 51, in the process breaking the Caps all-time goal scoring record. You see those league-leading totals on screen now, but for the moment, as he has been throughout, Ovechkin is focused on his team earning as many points as possible in the standings. It's team first for the Grade 8.
Growing as a player, growing as a leader, and just a big shout out and thank you once again to the great Peter Bondra for joining us in that intermission.
Galchenyuk, who has a couple of assists tonight, working with Montreal in the offensive zone. Canadians here in the home red. They'll be at New Jersey tomorrow. Long wrister deflected, loose in front. Petrie just jammed it wide. Somebody needs to throw a net over number 26. He has been skating extremely well and more involved offensively than I could ever imagine when he was in Edmonton. Alzner moves it ahead, twisting Joel Ward around.
Yeah, they got him moved. They had Gilbert moved. Both Edmonton Oilers doing a pretty darn good job here tonight against the Caps.
Washington jumping in the bus, driving about 115 miles or so to Ottawa overnight tonight. Johansson closing, fires wide on Carey Price. The ricochet is out of play. You're seeing a bunch of scores at the top of the screen. With the 8 other games going on tonight, Detroit is also on Washington's list to come. Florida blasting Carolina at home. The Rangers prevailing to this point on the road. Carey Price, he of the 41 wins. Notice that Rick Nash is on the board for New York. Price is going to have to go a couple more seasons at least until he moves into the same rent district as Jacques Plante and Patrick Roy on the Canadiens' all-time list, but those days are coming.
Yeah, he's mentioned with those great guys. That's something in its own right.
Plekanec working. Swings one to the front. A stick save. Beaulieu sends it on through. Plekanec captures it off the boards. Put it right through the goal mouth. Price, should he win tonight, is one away from tying the franchise record for wins in a single season. That's Jacques Plante and Ken Dryden, oh, by the way. Johansson on the go. Wrister and a pad save. I guess there have been some pretty good goalies in Montreal times.
I think so.
Just a few?
Yeah, go down their list. Pretty darn good.
Last Stanley Cup champion in these parts, 1993. It's a Montreal team that has 102 points, 100 points in the standings for the 18th time in their franchise's history. Just wading into the third period with a 3-2 advantage over the Capitals.
That sort of surprised me, Joe B. Just 18 times to 100. I would have thought more than that, but it's not the case. You're right on.
Gleason golfing at it. Glenn Cross moves the puck for Mike Green. Price for the marching orders there for PK Subban. He'll twist it on around as the Caps are in the middle of a line change. De La Rose is collared by Carl Alzner. Torrey Mitchell swings it on back, and Subban will drive it right to Braden Holtby. Sweeps it on for Alzner. Move it down the flank for Tom Wilson. Light goes after Emelin. As we hit the 3-minute mark in the third period, Eller, who has the lead goal, poke check by Niskanen. Latta turns it back out to center. Brooks Light, then Tom Wilson. Wilson freight trains in. Emelin stayed with him.
And that's that angles I was talking about. Montreal defensemen and forwards are very good at angling. That was just a solid angle. Don't need to be physical when you have the right angle on an attacking player.
Alexei Emelin taking his sweet time to get out of his own zone. Parenteau maneuvers through center with Desharnais. Desharnais accelerates wide, drops it back to Parenteau.
He was yelling all the way from center was Parenteau, and too cute of a drop pass, or he had a good opportunity had he just thrown it back.
Ward with a soft wrister, no worries there for Carey Price. The Capitals limited to 14 shots so far in this game. Galchenyuk going to be whistled. This is offside against the Canadians. Alex Ovechkin straight up against Carey Price. The battle for potential MVP candidates.
Alex leads in goals, third in points, first in PPGs, game winners in shots. Carey Price first in all his categories, third in saves overall. It's going to be a good battle. You can throw in Pekka Rinne as part of that group for the Hart. I think it's going to be those three guys, and probably leading the way is one of those two for the Hart Trophy.
An honor bestowed upon Alex Ovechkin 3 times. Troy Brouwer deep in his own zone. Just tuning in with us on Comcast Sportsnet 3-2 Montreal as the Canadians threaten again with Plekanec. This is Marcus Johansson speeding back through center.
And the only guys to win it 4 times, Joe B. or more, were Gretzky, Howe, and Eddie Shore. I've
heard of them.
Sure have.
Pacioretty towards the cage, gobbled up by Holtby. He'll hang on. Caps playoff clubhouse, all-inclusive packs. They're moving fast, all you can eat and drink. It starts an hour prior to puck drop. It runs through the second intermission. Visit WashingtonCaps.com or call the sales department 202-266-CAPS. 2 more home dates left in the regular season for Washington. They'll encounter Boston and the New York Rangers before all is said and done. But this is a huge road trip for Braden Holtby and the boys in Montreal, in Ottawa, and in Detroit this week. Delarose wins the faceoff. Emelin through the traffic, did not get it past Jason Chimera. Mitchell carving out of the corner. Smith-Pelly is there to the front. Green warding off of his forecheck. Fair on the headman, looking for Chimera. Taken to the boards by Petrie, rather rudely in fact, as this will dribble back to center. Fair turns. He's had a lot of success in this building in his own right, Eric. Fair to dump in. Point position, Green. Fakes the blast. Orpik. Right back to Green. Orpik once more. Below the goal line to Yevgeny Kuznetsov. Spins and twists away from Petrie. Green, no shot lane. There it is, off the heel. Orpik recovers. Green gets a second chance. Fires through the screen, it's high.
That might have ramped up off of the top guy who was trying to help out, working that point against Green.
A long lead for Kuznetsov gets away from him. It turns out to be icing against Washington.
Jason Chimera getting involved down low, takes a big hit along the wall here. Here's Petrie coming in and rubbing Jason out heavily into the boards here. Petrie playing physical and just rubbing him out. Caps a couple of chances there as they moved it D to D. Here comes the Greeny shot, but watch it ramp up right off the stick and shaft of Devontae Smith. He saves the day there. The Caps taking their time here. They've already used their timeout in their 5-on-3 penalty call in the first. They're trying to buy time because Green and company are dead tired.
Jeep shots on net, rather low, I think you'd say, throughout the balance of this game. PK Subban has a couple of assists tonight. Rolls it ahead for Desharnais. Desharnais slashing between defenders. Parenteau lost it in the lurch to Kuznetsov, and then Ovechkin working down the flag. Off the toe drag, he backhands it wide. Point position, it'll squirt past Carlson. He then put a hook onto Galchenyuk, and the Caps are going shorthanded. John Carlson to the penalty box as we make our way to commercial break. Back for more in the third period from Montreal. Caps trailing by 1. Tonight's game summary brought to you by 9 Point Systems. They offer the technology you need when you need it. Joel Ward, way to go. That's 18 on the year.
Well, way to go to this guy, too. Alex Ovechkin, 473rd career goal. He moves one ahead of the great Peter Bondra on that wicked wrist shot. The Montreal Canadiens responded quickly. Lars Eller has his 13th goal of the season. That's where we stand here in the third. His is the go-aheader.
Alex Ovechkin, 17 games straight up against Carey Price. He's tallied 11 times against him. Joel Ward drinking it all in here in the third period in a very important penalty killing situation now for Washington.
Linesman got clipped a little bit there on the drop of the puck, went down, sending out the Montreal centerman, so another center has to come in for the Habs.
That was linesman Pierre Rassico, who works together with Jean Morin. Jean Morin officiating his final game as an NHL linesman tonight. Carey Price waits for this off the backboards with 13:35 to go in regulation. These power play stats are packaged by the UPS store. Plekanec makes everything hum for the Montreal man advantage. Pacioretty. Point position, Markov. In tight quarters there as the Caps flood that side. Plekanec speeds for Subban. Markov returns it to Subban. Andrei Markov straight away. They'll interchange. Plekanec playing the role of Nick Backstrom. Plekanec steps in. Settles.
Forgot something there.
Sure did. Stuff attempt. Right through the paint, and Holtby will cover.
A big pile in front of the net. A couple of Habs falling down there, including Brendan Gallagher, who had a tough time trying to get to the net. When you've got Subban and Markov on the point, you're looking for them to hum the puck, but they needed traffic. The Capitals didn't allow it. There's Plekanec, misstep there with the puck, and there's that stuff attempt. I went over that in the first intermission about their 2-1-2 power play. They have strength on each side, and that's why they have the power with the right shot or the left shot on either side of the net, so they can try to demonstrate that stuff attempt and look for rebounds.
Gallagher checks out as Holtby has Orpik, Ward, Fair, and Gleason protecting him. Unbeaten in regulation against the Canadiens in his career is Braden Holtby. Gilbert winds, offers it to Petrie. Both of those defenders with goals tonight. Galchenyuk fires, and Holtby eats that up.
Yeah, nice stop by Holtby. Absolutely no rebound there. He had to have good rebound control. There were a couple of Habs hanging around there looking for any loose change. None came off the body of Braden Holtby. Very square, sharp angle shot. Caps aren't giving them anything to the interior.
Petrie shuffled for Parenteau. Desharnais to the goal mouth. Galchenyuk was tied up. Thank goodness for Washington. A man short another 45 seconds. As Petrie will turn. Montreal trying to make it 3 for 3 against Washington this season. Last year, the Caps took 2 of 3 from the Habs. Look at this dump in! Crazy Karaman, a sprawling Gleason makes a big save.
And he ran into Holtby, and Holtby is flexing his right leg. Took the brunt of Gleason's body onto that right leg. Let's hope he's all right. He's just checking it out now. I think he's set to go.
You see him favoring that right side a little bit. Parenteau moves it back to point position. Man advantage, dying seconds for Montreal. Backstrom gathers it in for Washington, and he'll clear the puck all the way to Carey Price. With 11:40 to go in regulation, the Caps are back to full strength. Montreal had a couple of shots on the power play. Gallagher racing out of his own zone with Gilbert and Pacioretty through center. Gallagher full flight, drops to Plekanec. One more, Subban. And a sprawling Niskanen was in the way.
Yeah, he saved the day because Subban was thinking another pass. Then he was thinking shot, and by then Niskanen was all over him.
Long drive from Markov was blunted by Johansson. Let's hope the Caps can get some momentum now off the penalty kill.
Yeah, and it was sort of a scrambly situation, Joby. Here's the dump in, and there's that weird bounce. And watch Gleason. He takes out the legs, both of them, and the most pressure was on that right side of Holtby. Here it is coming right into your living room. Close counters there. They had an empty net there for a short period of time. P.A. Parento just couldn't get it past the two sprawling Caps in front of the net. A weird bounce, and there you see Holtby flexing that right leg.
No goals in the first, no goals to this point in the third. All 5 between these two in the middle frame. 3-2 Montreal. Subban's drive. Armed away by Holtby. Torrey Mitchell for the Canadiens. 5-on-5 play here.
Whoa!
Markov bats that about 5 rows into the spectator seats.
That should be a delay of game. Ovi's asking for it, but it ain't gonna happen.
Locker, earlier tonight, Morgan Franklin Consulting helped you provide your voice on value.
Finish on man breaks. The Capitals scored one of their 2 goals that way. That was the Joel Ward goal as they sprinted down the wing 2-on-1. They're going to need to finish this game off. They'll get a couple of more odd man breaks at the most. Alex and company, they have to finish to tie this up.
Here's a Washington team with Alex Ovechkin. 3 or more goals against Montreal in 8 of the last dozen meetings. They'll need at least 3 tonight to earn a point. Every point so critical and precious in the Eastern Conference race and in the Metro Division.
Man, the Caps points in 13 straight versus the Atlantic. They're 11-0-2.
Face-off win for Montreal. Mike Green will turn. Green, the Calgary native, looping it ahead, and it's out of play. The whistle and the face-off will come inside Washington D zone.
Yeah, stop and start period since January 1st as we look at Alex and now Braden Holtby. But Alex Ovechkin on a pace of about 70 goals, the way he's been scoring. Just an amazing pace in this 2015 year for the Capitals captain.
His wrist shot goal in the second period under Barry Trotz's watch was ridiculous. Not a goalie on the planet was going to make that save. He beat Carey Price high to the glove. He undressed PK Subban on the way to the cage. It was a thing of beauty to set a record. Green for Ovechkin. Snapshot deflected. In his brilliant career, Ovechkin has multiple goal games 99 times and won 4-bagger against Montreal in the past. Parenteau waits with a wrister that was spoiled by Mike Green. We're in Montreal this evening. Hadid shows us the road ahead.
Well, we'll leave this town and head up to Ottawa. You mentioned on the bus after the game. The Senators come Saturday night. Sunday, we're at the Joe. The Red Wings a 5 o'clock tilt. Wednesday, the Caps are covered nationally. And we got the final game of the season. And remember that time change. It's 12:30, not the original 3 o'clock. We'll have you covered right here on CSN.
And after that one, they'll settle things down. They'll look at the final count. Pacioretty with the backhand, stopped by Holtby. And the playoffs will unfold midweek the following.
Miscue off the faceoff.
Backstrom on the delay, fidgets that pass to the front. Good defense was turned in by Beaulieu. Back through center, it's Altner. Handing it along for Johansson. Comes wing to wing for his fellow Swedish center, but Nicholas didn't have a hockey stick. Gilbert resurfacing here. Rolls it back behind Holtby's net. 9:50 to go in the third. Washington needs 1 to tie. Glenn Cross hustling after the loose biscuit. Eric Fair in there to join him. At a point position, Gleason forced back by Torrey Mitchell.
That was a high stick, too, right to Gleason's face, and they caught it. The back official did. The Caps will have a power play.
Delayed penalty call coming up against Montreal. As the whistle sounds, the Capitals get a much-needed 5-on-4 as long as they keep cool heads in that scrum. A 1-goal advantage for Montreal. The Canadiens are trying to pad their lead. Oh, so close right here. Washington with a power play when you return. It's Caps 40th anniversary moment brought to you by the Virginia Lottery back to January of 2008, one of Ovechkin's best against Montreal.
Yeah, he not only scored 4 goals like a couple here, but he was also involved physically. He was running into guys, getting run over, getting bloodied, but he just kept on ticking against the Habs. That's the third one right over the catching glove, the high jump and Selly, and then a nice play here in overtime. Alex Ovechkin gets a feed from Schultz and puts it home. What a night he had back then.
That was a 5-4 OT thriller in which Ovechkin scored 4 times. He's done that 3 different times in his NHL career. Montreal, Ottawa, and Tampa Bay. Washington now, man advantage. Critical power play time here for the Caps with 9:20 to go. Trailing by 1 on enemy ice. These power play stats are packaged by our friends at the UPS store. Third trip for DC, Amanda the Good. Johansson interchanging Backstrom. Nicholas saucers it for Karlsson. Backstrom will take it. Closing in. Karlsson fires fires, blocked. Rebound Ovechkin, blocked. Third chance, score! Alex Ovechkin has tied it up.
And Carey Price isn't even moving. He can't believe Alex just scored his second goal of the game. The power play continues to hum around. Alex Ovechkin, his 24th power play goal. Here it is. They practice it every day as skate. They moved the puck around this morning here at Bell Center. And now the execution. The puck is blocked once. That second one goes right through Price. Alex Ovechkin and the Caps have tied it up here in the third period.
Ovechkin, stick-to-itiveness, and the celebration right into your living room. 15 multi-goal games this year. 100 multi-goal games in his career. The power play strike at 11:06. Karlsson on the primary assist, and we are brand new at 3 apiece.
19 power play goals now for the good guys their last 22 games. Power play so important, especially in these type of games when it's going to be a tough checking affair.
This is put off of the rink. This is going to be a delay of game against Montreal.
Yep, Carey Price goes to the penalty box. They'll have someone on the ice serve the minor penalty. As their coach looks on, not a real positive or negative face right there for Therrien. He's just looking on and taking a look what's going to happen now. The Capitals back-to-back power play. Here's the puck. The puck is bouncing, and there it is over the glass and out.
Brouwer, Backstrom, Johansson, Ovechkin, and Karlsson on the ice. Washington looking for a power play strike and a lead. They were behind 1-0 in this game. They led 2-1. Fell behind 3-2. They're level at 3 now. On the teeter-totter. Back and forth we go. Emelin will clear it on down.
And it's amazing because the Montreal Canadiens coming into this one had allowed all of 16 power play goals here at Bell Center. The Capitals had 2 already.
Brouwer carving in. Lasso there by Gilbert and cleared out by Pacioretty. 1:33 left in the power play. John Karlsson has the puck. Moves it along for Nicholas Backstrom. Threads his way into the offensive zone. Johansson feeds for Karlsson. Setting up shot. Marcus Johansson on the half board. Turns it along for Backstrom. Brouwer's in the middle of the diamond. Karlsson straight away. Ovechkin steps and fires. Bad save by Price. And the net is off of its moorings behind Price, so we hear the whistle.
And that was a heck of a stop there. Carey Price with that left toe. Alex Ovechkin going for the trick. Couldn't get it past him on that far side. Again, good puck movement. Practice makes perfect. Everyone knows what they have to do. There's the shot behind, and you see Mojo go right into the crossbar. Here comes the shot, and that means the faceoff stays inside. Emelin, the guy that pushed him, meaning it stays inside the zone.
As Ovechkin repositions back to the point, Yevgeny Kuznetsov looking to take this draw now. Kuznetsov with 9 points in his last 10 games prior to tonight's outing. Wins it back for Ovechkin. With a screen developing, he plays to Karlsson. Move the puck on the perimeter. Kuznetsov. Karlsson unloads, he scores! John Karlsson!
And that puck was not picked up by Carey Price as it scorches past his blocker's side. The power play indeed powerful for the guys in white here against Carey Price and his hockey club here tonight. Just a bomb unloaded by John Karlsson. Look at him set it up. Notice a nice little pass right in the wheelhouse. And there it is, deflected by Joel Ward, the high deflector. And Joel Ward's got a pair of goals. On the power play, notice the real change of direction. It completely foils the goalie as it goes from high to low and past Carey Price's left pad. The Caps up 4-3.
2 tallies, both on the man advantage for Washington, separated by 113. We think that one belongs to Ward off the point drive from Karlsson. Desharnais operates in the offensive zone, sends it over top of the cage, guarded by Braden Holtby. Orpik using the boards to get it back through Fair into center. Joel Ward getting credit for his second on the night. Desharnais back to the point position. Subban. Rister flagged down by Holtby, and he'll cover up.
And pushing and shoving and shoes after that. Joel Ward now one away from the 20-goal mark against PK Subban and the Montreal Canadiens. Recently, they've really started to leak a little bit defensively. And here's that last play, just a little bit of a shot right into the catching mitt. Notice the scrum in front of the net. Orpik, a little shot right there, and that leads to a meeting to the left of Braden Holtby.
He continues to check the scoreboard overhead with 7:02 to go. PK does likewise as Plekanec sets up to draw against Kuznetsov. The Capitals with a couple of power play goals in 73 seconds, changing the complexion of this game once more. Gilbert shimmies past Ovechkin. His feed down low is looking for Pacioretty. Max Pacioretty, the fourth leading goal scorer in the league. Niskanen off the boards and out. Gallagher, sharp angle, flushed by Holtby, and he'll cover.
And sort of being the pain in the you-know-what, trying to go right through the goalie of the defenseman and trying to get a little piece of him with his right arm. Joel Ward's got the go-ahead goal here in the third period. One away from 23 away from hitting the 100-goal plateau. The last chance. We'll see Gallagher getting that puck from Pacioretty, and notice he gets the shot, but watch what he does after. Leans into Alzer, then reaches around with his right hand to try to clip the puck or clip the body of Braden Holtby.
Stay disciplined now if you're watching it. Stay out of the penalty box with a 4-3 lead on the road. Being outshot by Montreal 22-16. The guy with the best save percentage in the league, Carey Price, has surrendered 4 goals on 16 shots. Hard to fault him, though. They've been well placed. Crust will steer it into the corner. Niskanen checking his rear view. There's Gleason on target for Johansson. Casually through center, threw it ahead. Didn't get it past PK Subban. Galchenyuk's been skating extremely well. Their third leading goal scorer, this youngster. Puts it back on top for Markov. Subban crowded quickly by Chimera. Desharnais bouncing up from his side. Fair with a good stick defensively, and Eric Fair works out of there. This is a 2-on-1 with Glenn Cross. Fair closing, fires, pad save, Price. Rebound just dumped wide by Glenn Cross.
He's going to take a penalty for landing on top of Carey Price. Sort of a cheapy call in that net drive. Looked like Glenn Cross laid on top of Price. He could be the man going to the box.
Referee Dave Jackson has his right arm raised. He's bringing somebody to the penalty box with him. Fair closing. Price shuts the door, and then we have the fouls to detail next on CSN. Thompson Creek with this window of opportunity. Go back in time. Alex Ovechkin's first NHL game and first NHL goal.
And come to the present tonight at Bell Center in Montreal. Carlson feeds it up the wing. OB spins around PK Subban and rifles it top corner. Yes, indeed, Alex, you are number 1, moving ahead of Peter Bondra.
Here in the third period, Ovechkin on the power play. Joel Ward on the power play, back-to-back, separated by 1 minute 13 seconds, has made it 4-3 Washington, but now Montreal goes to the man advantage. Glenn Cross gone for goalie interference with 5.5 to play. 5.5 nail-biting minutes for Washington. Golfed at by Fair, he didn't clear. Pacioretty takes it off the boards. Gallagher is hovering in the slot. Plekanec, a tandem screen now. Pacioretty for Plekanec. Hooks, fire, deflection, great save, rebound! Markov was thwarted by Holtby, and it's out of play.
And Fair and Markov get in it. They should each get a deuce for roughing here. Take Markov off. That's going to be a good thing. He's a quarterback on the power play.
Gives you a little bit more operating room, though. Opens the ice, no?
No, they would
wash?
Yeah, and it would still remain the same. Because if they both get coincidental minors, maybe they're not going to give them. But there's that first shot, Joe B, off the sharp angle. Markov tries to follow it up, and that's a real nice, neat deflection there by Brendan Gallagher. And then you see the pushing and shoving. The referee say, you know what, a punch here, a punch there. Let's let you play.
So the count stays 5-on-4 for the guys in red. Braden Holtby's save counters up to 21. That was back in your day when you could take those matching minors and shrink the ice.
Exactly.
Senior moment. Subban fires. Oh, that's a laser. It's 4-all.
Well, they win the draw, and they work it. Notice everybody helping out there. They keep working it back to the point. Pacioretty, a big body in front of the net. They move it aside, and it's nobody from Montreal in the way of that. Here comes the slap shot. You see the torque, and there you see the defender Niskanen trying to get a piece of that, and Holtby doesn't see it till the last minute. This is a wild one here in Montreal. It's tied up at 4.
Subban had a power play goal against Tampa Bay back on Monday. He's got a power play goal here against Washington. Oh, by the way, the first time he has ever scored against the Caps in the regular season. It's a 4-4 game. Kuznetsov marching in with Ovechkin, who was upset on his way to the goal.
And sort of where I wanted a challenge flag to be thrown onto the ice on a cheap beat call against Glenn Cross for goalie interference.
Another power play strike for PK Subban, who does so much damage when Montreal's a man up. 4:25 left in this one, regulation time. Subban from Markov and Pacioretty at 15:01. Along the boards, Joel Ward playing out with Alex Ovechkin. Each of those two wingers with 2 goals tonight. Ward on a diving effort. Prust was there covering him up. Lars Eller finagles his way through center and clears in. Gleason outlasting Parenteau. Galchenyuk marked by Johansson. Beaulieu at point position for Desharnais. David Desharnais turns the corner, shortens up on his stick. Badgered there by Johansson. Bell Center getting loud now on a Thursday night late in regulation. Galchenyuk fidgets loose, poke check by Holtby. Desharnais dangerous. David Desharnais works to the corner, Parenteau.
He can worm his way out of anything, can't he?
He is crafty and slight in stature at 5'7". Mike Green moves it ahead. Caps need all the points they can muster. 3:13 left in regulation of a 4-4 game. Alzner, then Niskanen. Pumps that one off the defender. Johansson swivels it wide of the cage. Alzner, down low to Backstrom. Nicholas operates, forced by Beaulieu. Niskanen throws it cross corner. Backstrom's the first man to the puck. Skates it all the way to point position. Trundles it below the goal line. Beaulieu to surround it for Montreal. Mitchell will clear. 2.5 to go now. Just off the bench, here comes Glenn Cross. Goes 180 on the defender. Curtis Glenn Cross, back to point position, Orpik. Fair loosens himself up, was tripped up on his way to the boards. Smith-Pelly for the Canadians will clear it out. Just over 2 minutes to go in regulation time. A real thriller with the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. Markov digging in. Powerful skater, works his way through center. Retreats a bit. Connects with Gallagher, who hit his own man there. That was PK Subban, who's a little bit stunned. Joel Ward on the go. Ward tripped up. Pacioretty didn't clear it. Second effort does get it back to neutral ice with 1:40 to play. Kuznetsov marching in. Yevgeny Kuznetsov to his forehand. An easy grab for Price as he'll hold. Folks, we remind you that the Capitals and Telos Corporation are raising money for the nonprofit organization TAPS. Through the sale of Courage Caps and T-shirts, we help support those who suffer the loss of a military loved one. Go to WashingtonCaps.com and purchase yours. Locker, what's your frame of mind now? How do you approach this 1:33 to play if you're Washington?
Don't sit back, Joe. That happens. When you do that, you're not playing your game. Play your game. Keep pressing. Keep the forecheck going. Try to get the W.
And at the very least, make sure you get this to overtime.
Indeed.
Niskanen back to play for Washington. Brandon Prust winds up with it. The feed for Eller. He jammed it wide of the goal. Johansson glanced it ahead to Nicklas Backstrom. Final 70 seconds of the third. Brouwer scales in. Emelin turns a corner. He's flattened by Brouwer. Troy centering pass guarded by Weiss. Along the boards, there's Orpik. Eller pouncing on it for Montreal in the final minute of regulation. Petrie clears it ahead. Holtby surveys. Keeps it moving for Chimera.
This could be game one in a week or so, Joby, to kick off the playoffs. You never know.
Parento flexed it ahead. Knocked out of the air by Kuznetsov. Double team there on his way to the goal. Subban sitting into the corner with 24 seconds left. Glencross to point position for Carlson. He'll have to backtrack.
Parento slow getting off to the Montreal bench. Could hardly get there. Still sitting there trying to flex his right leg.
14 seconds to operate for Yevgeny Kuznetsov. Ovechkin fresh off the bench. Long snapper goes wide to Price. 7 seconds to go. The rebound back through center. Taken on the move by Plekanec. 2 seconds to go. Fires, juggled by Holtby as the siren sounds. For the second time in as many visits to Bell Center this year, Montreal and Washington are going to an extra session. The first one at the end of January was 0-0 through 60. This one a lively 4-4.
Seems to play well up north, the United States and Canada. 2 goals, his 51st and 52nd. 474 career goals now, and he's got a 100 multi-goal game of his career.
Folks can enter to be the Palm Fan of the Month at thepalm.com/fan. This is Thursday night in the NHL. Columbus has beaten the New York Islanders in a shootout, so the Isles do get a point.
They were up 3-1, by the way. Good comeback, Columbus.
Boston has beaten Detroit 3-2. A few moments ago, Subban and Ward in conversation from their respective benches. So the Washington Capitals have earned a point in the standings. They sit at 95. The Islanders have picked up 1, so they have 96. Pittsburgh is idle today. And now we wait to see if Braden and his gang get to move on to Ottawa another point healthier.
4-on-4 to start overtime as always. Caps 13 4-on-4 goals, only 2 against. Montreal Canadiens just 7-4 and 7 against. Maybe the open ice sends the Caps to victory.
Caps have won 7 of their last 8 trips here. The only interruption in that run was the Pacioretty game winner at the end of January this season. Plekanec, always a thorn in Washington's side. Drops it on back for Emelin as OT begins. Petrie, who started to score it early in the second, for Pacioretty now. Pacioretty dancing along the boards. He and Ovechkin, 2 of the game's best when it comes to game winners this year. Pacioretty spins, greeted by Carlson. Lost the handle along the dasher, plays it back for Petrie. Pacioretty. 4-on-4 hockey to Plekanec, to Pacioretty again. Poke check by Carlson. They jam for it. Carlson to the rescue for DC.
Pacioretty, a big rig jump. His daily intake of food, 12 pancakes, 2 sandwiches, 7 fish tacos.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he has a snack.
Gallagher, you waited till overtime to spring that one on me?
12 was just out there.
12
figured
pancakes?
Yes, for breakfast.
Gallagher keeping on the outside. Desharnais. Crisscrossing with Subban. To the second minute of overtime. Subban fires. That's deflected to the back glass. PK Subban, who had the power play rocket to tie the game in regulation in the third. Backstrom watching as Ovechkin stumbles into that wrister.
Yeah, the Canadians actually lucky there. I think just OV is dog tired because that was a wonderful setup by Nick Backstrom for OV's shot.
Gallagher chips it along. The Caps captain will catch his breath. Mike Green has 8 overtime game winners in his career. On for Johansson. Johansson cross rig. Here comes Green through the front for Backstrom. That was blocked away by Markov. And he'll clear. That does have enough starch to be icing against Montreal.
Now they have a great opportunity. Just moments ago, I mentioned Alex Ovechkin. We both talked about it. Here's that weave, and look at Backy give it to him. And he's clear sailing. Look at everybody backing up. And there you see the flexiness of his stick. A lot of guys use 70 to 100. He's at about 65 or 70. You can see the torque and the bend in his shaft. And because it bent so much, he's sort of wiped out in toe pick.
After the game, I'll ask you to spell flexiness.
Okay.
Green has it puck. Green fires. Punched down by Price. Rebound belongs to PK Subban. I'm still startled by Pacioretty eating 12 pancakes every day. Galchenyuk on for Markov.
I'm not sure if it's every day.
Subban turns. You said daily intake.
Yeah, well, that's the type of food he eats.
On the go, it's Green. Crisscrossing there with Fair.
Let's try that some more.
Fair turns off the pipe. Rebound loose. Fair fires again. Price the save.
Eric Fair, you mentioned it earlier on in the show, Joe, that he's had some great luck here in Montreal. That was no luck. He had the goaltender beat top shelf.
Chimera powers his way wide. More than halfway through the overtime. Deadlocked at 4 in Montreal. Lars Eller has the biscuit, and he'll place it back at center. Beaulieu not going to get away from Carlson. Eric Fair has OT game winners in Arizona, and in Columbus this season he was oh so close to ending it here. Alzner rumbling back through center. Carlson lines and drives. A pad save for Price, and he'll cover.
How great is that? Alzner and Carlson leading the rush. The best chances in overtime have come the Capitals' way. Mike Green weaves through everybody, and look at him go to the backhand, throwing it to the net. Here's Fair shot off the crossbar. Unlucky, no bounce to the far post because Brouwer was wide open. If the puck drops anywhere around the paint, the Caps leave this place with 2 points. Good opportunities for the Caps.
A 4-4 draw if you're just tuning in with the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. Joe and Craig with you at Bell Center. Eric Fair poised for a 20-goal season. Yevgeny Kuznetsov to take this face-off against Tomas Plekanec. Ovechkin hoping to pull the trigger right off the draw and end it in a heartbeat, but Montreal gets possession. Emelin looking up. On to Petrie. The delivery for Plekanec. Tomas Plekanec towards the cage. Deflection. Hope he makes a stop on Pacioretty. Those two combined for a game winner against Washington in late January. Green on the go. This is offside against the Capitals.
That was a sweet-looking play. The Plekanec sucked 3 Capitals to him and then sauced it down to the post. Look at the 3 Caps all over Plekanec. And there behind Mike Green is Pacioretty. He can't just deflect it past the right pad of Braden. Look at Braden getting across. Just cool and calm. A big push saves the day for the Caps here in OT.
Braden Holtby's save percentage in the third period or beyond is 93.6. That was enormous on Pacioretty. 1:15 left in overtime. Johansson full stride through center. Marcus Johansson fumbled it. Markov and Subban were waiting for him defensively.
Yeah, and he had Markov spinning a little bit. He was worried about the speed, but then he took a misstep. He might have got around Markov.
57 seconds with which to work in overtime of a 4-4 thriller. Alzner backtracking. Desharnais right after him in his hip pocket. Niskanen collaborating with Backstrom through center. Nicklas Backstrom forced away. Niskanen. Backstrom on the hop. Cross rink, forced that pass. Galchenyuk goes 1 against 2. Galchenyuk lowers his shoulder. Fires, had that blocked. Eller trails, feeds it on top to Emelin.
And Marcus is hurt in the far corner.
Petrie blasts it wide of the goal. He missed it by 10 feet. Petrie settles. 14 seconds in overtime. Wrister on the way, goes wide of the goal. 10 seconds left. Eller throws the stiff arm out there. Fumbled it back to center. Lars Eller wide of the goal. And this game requires the shootout presented by Geico. 65 minutes complete. A 4-4 draw. We'll settle matters after these words. This arena, Bell Center in Montreal locker, is always so exciting. On a game like tonight, though, it has been doubly so, with the Caps and Canadiens 4-4 after regulation and overtime.
Just a crazy hockey game, so exciting. Let's take a look, Joe B, and check in on the Eastern Conference standings before we start this shootout. You see, given the Caps 1 already, the Bruins 2 behind the Caps. You see the Senators clinging to life support, along with the Panthers. The Habs moving up at their point, tied up with the Rangers there at the top of the Atlantic.
Capitals have had some good shootout success of late. The home team decides who shoots first in the shootouts. Michel Therrien wants Montreal up first. It's Alex Galchenyuk on his forehand. To the backhand, stopped by Holtby. No goal.
He thought he was going to jab it in. Past that left toe. Holtz had his toe right next to the post. He's got a lot of fancy moves there. And there's Holtby being strong with that left leg in the split. Look at the puck. Rolled on the goal line, Joe, and didn't cross over. Was standing on end.
So close. Kuznetsov to lead off for Washington. He's 5 for 8 this season in the shootout. He'll try on Carey Price for size, and he'll take his sweet time. Kuznetsov winding it up to the forehand, off the post!
Had him beat cleanly. The post, the goalie's best friend, comes to the aid of Carey Price because Kuznetsov weave had the goaltender beat. Look at this move at the end. He's down and out. All it's got to do is be a fraction of an inch over, and he scores.
In round 2, it's David Desharnais. You see his career numbers. This season, he's 3 for 9. Nobody on the board yet in the shootout. Washington desperately trying to get that extra point. North of the border in Montreal. Desharnais with speed approaches. Desharnais to his backhand. He rolled it wide.
He was trying to go top shelf over that catching glove of Braden Holtby and lost control of the puck. Look at him lose it off his stick right there. Went too far ahead because of that. Couldn't get any leverage to elevate the puck into the top corner.
Nicklas Backstrom has scored on a third of his shootout penalty shots this season.
You want to see one of those sweet little snapshots blocker side.
Trying to give Washington the lead in the bottom of the second. Backstrom hits the brakes, closes, off the head fake, Price stays with him.
And that's exactly where he went. He got in a little too tight on Carey Price. Here he is, he's looking blocker, but look at how aggressive Price is. Price stayed very aggressive, but didn't give Nick any net to look at.
Third round, P.A. Parenteau, 4 for 6 this year.
He came out of the locker room after he hurt his knee back onto the bench.
Career numbers are very good for Parenteau in the shootout. Carries it in on his forehand. Glove save, Holtby. Washington has a chance to win it right now.
How cool is he, Joby? Look at him just throw that catching glove up. There it is. Look what I found. P.A. Parenteau did not get it upstairs. Holtby looks on as the grade 8 goes for the win.
Just 2 for 7 this year. Ovechkin in the shootout. If he scores, the curtain comes down. Alex Ovechkin, a chorus of boos serenading him. Ovechkin walks in, fakes, forehand, pad save, Price.
That is a matchup of the big boppers. The best goal scorer versus the best goalie numerically. And Carey Price gets the better of Alex Ovechkin with the left toe.
Max Pacioretty in the top of the fourth. Pacioretty perfect this year, just 28% in his career. 2 for 2 in this campaign. Pacioretty carrying some speed with it. On the forehand, delays. Holtby makes the diving blocker save.
They're having a tough time corralling the puck. Everybody, it seems. Look at the puck go a little bit bouncy on him there. He moves laterally, and look at that athleticism. I said at the top of the show, they took some of the athleticism out. That's when you need it, and Holtby delivered.
Troy Brouwer loves high glove. Round 4, chance to win it. Brouwer, score! Bullseye, Brouwer! Washington takes home the extra point.
It was a little hitch there that froze the goalie, and he throws it under the bar. The Capitals coaching staff shake hands behind the bench. A gut-wrenching victory. Gut check time for the Caps. They're going to prevail over Price and a stunned Bell Center here in Montreal. Here's a look at it. Look at the little hitch. Right there, fakes it, then moves laterally, then puts it over the catching mitt. Brouwer, the game winner, the hero here in Montreal. The Caps saluting the linesman here tonight, Joe. As his last game, the Caps saluting him with a handshake.
Linesman John Morin in the zebra stripes, shaking hands with the victorious Washington Capitals, who prevail 5-4. Folks, remember, since the Caps won and scored 5 this evening, you get 50% off any online order tomorrow at papajohns.com. Make sure you use promo code CAPS. 5-0. That was great fun with the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet tonight. For Craig, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Do sure join us on Saturday, 7 o'clock Eastern. It's the Washington Capitals and the Ottawa Senators. Up next, Caps Postgame Live. Al Koken, Alan May, Brent Johnson standing by for that as the Caps beat Montreal 5-4.